Na gut, ihr Lieben. Wir sind da. Hier unten haben wir den Schrein. Den aktivieren wir jetzt schnell. So, hier ist Ormos. Und bevor wir das jetzt aber machen, reise ich mal ganz fix hier oben hin. Und dann gucken wir mal. Die Statue der 7. Und wir bringen natürlich alles da. Da wird die schon mal repariert. Das sieht so schon mal ein bisschen edler aus, ne? Aber gut, man kann auf jeden Fall nach einem Kind suchen. Glaube ich mal. Nein. Nein, okay, also die Stufen kann man sich leider nicht anzeigen lassen. Schade. Ja gut, jetzt wenn das Ding da unten aufploppt, nehme ich es mit. Ganz einfach. Und wir haben einen Schlüssel gekriegt. So, diesen Schlüssel können wir natürlich auch gleich dann umsetzen. Dann machen wir nämlich jetzt doch das Seligrad noch. Das da oben drauf rumhuscht. So, aber den können wir jetzt gerade öffnen. Na, danke für diese tollen Gaben. 40 Urgestein bringt das Ganze. Sage ich nicht nein. Ich glaube, keiner von euch würde da nein sagen, oder? So, und der Seli-Schrein, oder der Hort ist nämlich hier unten. Da haben wir eben schon gesehen, als wir hier die Platten abgeballert haben. Oh ja. Oh ja, Joimir. Alles Firework Materials nur für dich. So, bevor wir jetzt da unten rechts lang gehen, links lang gehen, da wo ja das Ziel ist, müssen wir natürlich erstmal hier vorne rausgehen, ne? Sind natürlich in Ormus von oben eingedrungen. Und wir müssen aber davor noch den Schrein holen. Das habe ich euch versprochen und das machen wir jetzt auch. Das ist blöd, ne?
Pretty great. There's so many new and interesting things. Not to mention all the tasty food.
Ja, das war wieder klar.
Sumeru's largest commercial port sure lives up to its name. Look at all the merchants. And everyone seems excited just to be here.
Ja, aber es wird auch hier wohl niedergeschlagene Leute geben, ne?
How did things end up like this?
Genau solche.
All thanks to your artistic license. That's how. I should have made you wait until we got an update from Tanja.
Tanja? Okay.
But when I finished the prototype Aranara yesterday, you agreed that the kids would like it. That's why we tried bringing it out for a test run today.
Okay.
Well, I never thought they'd dislike it so much.
Oh, what should we do?
Da haben wir die niedergeschlagenen Leute, Paimon, siehst du?
Whoa. Yeah. Compared to everyone else, they seem really down in the dumps.
Echt?
Let's
Müssen
go
wir?
find out what's going on.
Okay, wir müssen. Okay, wir gehen hin. Komm.
Paimon's name is Paimon, and he's a traveler who is just passing by. Is there something bothering you?
Paimon's, okay, Ark's name is Ark, ne?
Oh, I noticed you two a moment ago. Welcome to Akara Crafts, the best toy store in Port Ormos. At least for now.
Noch abwarten.
What's bothering us is this prototype Aranara. To start with, could I get your opinion on it?
Prototype Aranara? You mean this wood carving here? Looks like a mushroom monster to Paimon.
Sieht aber nicht sehr glücklich aus und auch der Name hört sich eher an wie der von einer Waffe.
Oh, no. The prototype Aranara is something that brings joy and laughter to children. At least in theory.
Ich glaube nicht.
Not the first negative feedback we've had.
So, what exactly is a prototype Aranara?
So for context, Aranara are magical creatures in Sumeru fairy tales that live in the forest.
Die Crocs. Aranara heißen die also,
For the
okay?
store's 20th anniversary, we plan to release a series of hand-carved toys based on the Aranara stories that kids know and love. This is a prototype we made to get an idea of how they would react.
Okay.
When we put it out
Scheinbar
there,
kam das nicht gut
the
an, ne?
reaction was not quite what we'd anticipated.
They thought it looked like a mushroom too, huh?
No, worse than that, actually. I can't quite describe it, though. And I'm also not very good with kids. Maybe you could ask them for yourselves.
Ja, gut, von mir aus. Fragen wir einfach mal, ne? Na, ihr Kleinen? Hier, ich habe eine Frage.
This is not an Aranara. No way.
Echt nicht? Okay, wie sieht denn der sonst aus für dich?
I've read Uncle Tanja's Aranara and the ill little fungus. It says that Aranara are supposed to be chubby and squishy. The carving looks nothing like that.
Okay, also pummelig und gummiartig.
Toys do look better when they're round and chubby.
Also wie ein vollgefressener Ruffy.
Uncle Tonder said in Aranara's vow that you can deceive the eyes, but you can't deceive the heart.
Aha.
Carving makes me feel lost and confused inside. I don't think the creator put his heart into it at all. It's nothing like an Aranara.
Okay, also der Handwerker ist das Problem in dem Fall.
Didn't put his heart into it, huh? Oh, sounds like one of those things that's easier said than understood.
Kassid and Alia didn't like this carving, but I think it's okay.
Okay, also er
It
findet
doesn't
die
look
okay.
too happy, so it's kind of pitiful in a cute way.
Er macht den Bauchnabel einfach so grottig gemacht.
Positive review.
Ja toll, 1 zu 5. 1 und 5. Bei Paimon und wir sehen das Ding ja auch nicht als Aranara an.
So I would totally ask my dad to get it for me, if it wasn't meant to be an Aranara.
Oh,
Na,
well,
warum?
that took a sudden turn for the worse.
Mhm.
We asked the children for their opinions.
Oh, how did it go? Has it maybe, grown on them at all?
Leider nicht.
Oh,
Nee,
this
nee.
is such a shame.
Lass mal lieber ab von der Figur.
Why isn't Tanger back from Gandharvaville yet?
Oh, the kids kept mentioning an Uncle Tanger too. Who is he exactly?
Uncle Tanger is a famous children's author here in Port Ormos.
Ah,
He
okay.
wrote quite a few stories in the past, but none of them were popular among children. Just like our prototype Aranara.
Blöd.
But around a year or so ago, he suddenly had a eureka moment or something. And suddenly the children loved every one of his stories.
That's right. My little Ghaffari loves his stories too. The whole reason we decided to make these carvings was because we saw just how popular the Aranara are among children.
Ah, also die Marktlücke nutzen wollten sie.
Right after he agreed,
Aber mit zu wenig
he went off to
Informationen scheinbar.
Gandharvaville with his son to look for inspiration. We were running out of time, so we had no choice but to carve an Aranara based on our own imaginations.
Aber so wird es, glaube ich,
As you
nichts.
can see, this was a result.
Oh, we have to do something.
Ja, ich glaube auch.
Hey, since you're the famous traveler, could you do us a favor and look for Tanger in Gandharvaville? He doesn't have to come in person if he's too busy. Just ask him to write down his suggestions and bring his notes back to us, if you could. Please, if only to put a smile on the children's faces. And, of course, you'll be well compensated for doing us the favor.
Ah, Freunde. Gut, alles klar, machen wir.
They seem pretty desperate.
Ich will mindestens 70% von den Einnahmen.
To see the kids smile.
Das werden wahrscheinlich nicht
And
viele
also for
Einnahmen.
our reward.
Na egal. Ah, gut, Paimons heiß ersehnten Entgelt zuliebe. Scheiß auf die Kinder. Die Kinder, der Papa kauft denen doch eh alles. Okay, aber das ist ja nicht das, was ich jetzt eigentlich machen wollte. Ne? Wir wollen ja eigentlich da hoch. Da hoch. Ne, hier geht's runter. Da geht's hoch. So, wir kamen von unten und hier hätte ich jetzt noch... Ah, halt, stopp, stopp, stopp. Dankeschön. Und die nächste strahlende Drehkristallscheibe. Oh ja, unsere Menüsammlung wird immer größer. Merkt das? Ja, schön. Dann haben wir hier oben gleich noch den Wegschrein. Da ist er. Joimir, jetzt auch ein bisschen was von der Welt gesehen. Sehr gut. Wir gucken mal. Oh, großer Mobberches Gamblings. Ne, wir wissen es alle, immer schön anbeten. Oh, gib uns ein Tinari. Sei so gnädig. Sei so gnädig. Okay, er wollte uns scheinbar dieses Mal ein Schwert geben. Wir probieren es einfach nochmal. Oh, großer Mobberches Gamblings. Wundersamste und schönste Kreatur. Nein, nein, nein. Blöd, ein Fokus diesmal. Okay, und der letzte Versuch. Wir wollen doch nur einen 5-Sterne-Charakter. Oh, großer Mobberelch des Gamblings. Nee, es dürfte jetzt dann 58 sein, glaube ich. 58 müsste es sein. Ja gut, nein, wir kriegen ja weiterhin Urgestein, ne? Gut, bevor wir jetzt da runter, da hinten irgendwo nach Dingens gehen, wieder nach Gandava, machen wir mit der Hauptstory weiter. Genau, die Folge machen wir noch zu Ende, dann machen wir eine kurze Mittagspause und danach geht es noch ein bisschen weiter.
Come and have a good look yourself. Traditional spices of the highest quality, made with pride and experience.
You've got a deal. I can't thank you enough for always looking after my business.
Believe me, I'm not making this up. Several Eremite mercenary groups are nearly in open conflict, but does the core of 30 care? And that's not all. Did you know that...
Wow! Talk about hurly-burly! This place is busy! Guess that's only to be expected for the largest port in Sumeru. Maybe it's because of what Dia told us earlier, but Paimon can't seem to shake the feeling that there's also danger lurking in these crowds.
Ja, hier wird da eben sehr viel auch gemunkelt und wahrscheinlich auch betrogen und alles, ne? Ja.
Let's get our bearings so we can start looking for leads.
Git, fangen wir mit der Untersuchung an. Git, Paimon, machen wir.
We know that whatever the Academia lost is related to the gods. But other than that, we don't have much else to go on. Osvan told us to try posing as Academia students while asking around. Paimon checked the Akasha on the way here, and the Academia doesn't seem to have any research facilities in Port Ormos.
In Ormos gibt es keine Forschungseinrichtung. Ja, das stimmt wohl, aber wahrscheinlich hat die Akademie hier irgendwie ein Kontingent abgestellt, um irgendein Artefakt oder irgendwas, whatever, zu sichern.
Get it. Won't we look even more suspicious going around saying we're Academia students and asking about the stolen item?
Ich glaube, das könnte der Kern der Sache sein.
Well, given all the people that come through here every day, if there's any information to be found, Paimon bets we could find it in the market. Let's ask around and see what we come up with.
Klingt doch schon mal nach einem Plan. Inhaberin der Schneiderei, okay. Sobald Queen hier vorbeikommt, wird die auf jeden Fall zittern und Angst haben und ja, um ihre Schneiderei bangen.
How can I help you two?
Die fackelt nämlich gerne Schneidereien ab.
Hi there. We would like to ask you a question. Do students from the Academia ever come to Port Ormos?
Wie die Typen da hinter mir? Also da so? Vielleicht?
Of course.
especially around this time of year. Students from Sumeru City that are about to graduate often come to Port Ormos to cut loose a little.
Aha, okay.
Many people often talk about how hard it is to get accepted into the academia, let alone graduate. But those who finish their studies and go on to become full-time researchers at the academia have it even harder.
Gut, die haben es sich ja ausgesucht, ne? Ihr könnt ja auch normalen Jobs nachgehen, aber wir müssen ja alle studieren gehen.
Sure, we may not be Sumeru City, but Port Ormos offers beautiful scenery and a stress-free environment. Some even say it's good luck to come to Port Ormos, so students and researchers come flocking here when things get to be too much at the academia. Ah, you see over there? Those are students from the academia.
Die machen irgendwie einen ernsten und ein wenig besorgten Eindruck, ja?
They've been looking worried and miserable ever since they got here a few days ago.
Okay.
If you ask me, the life of a merchant is better. So long as the Akasha teaches us what we need, then life is good.
Those students seem to be discussing something. Let's see if we can listen in.
Aber Akasha selber haben wir jetzt aktuell ja überhaupt nicht mehr gebraucht, ne? Ah, okay, der Reisen hat das Ding jetzt auch in seinem Skin dran. Die anderen aber lustigerweise nicht. Naja, egal. Tauschen wir mal.
Good. I've tried asking around, but I haven't been able to learn anything useful. Not to mention that a bunch of scary-looking Eremite mercenaries have been posted along the streets now.
There's been a lot of fighting between the different Eremite factions in Port Ormos. If we choose to move on our own, then it would be wise to steer clear of them. Especially the group that's constantly shouting some stuff about the Scarlet King and some resurrection. I've even heard that the Citadel of Regzar is starting to get fed up with them. What was that group called again? Ein something or other?
They're called Ein el Achmar. Today, I heard that the thing we're after might be in their possession at the moment.
Ein El Achmar, okay.
Wait, come again?
Don't you see? Many of the Eremites in Port Ormos deal with trading this kind of thing.
Also scheint ja der Rote König doch zu
They're
existieren.
usually pretty wary of outsiders, but not so with students of the academia. It's because the kind of goods that students are looking for aren't the kind of goods that Eremites are after. As long as they know you're a student, then deals can be made. I've heard that Ein al-Hakmar likes to set up shop at the Jafar Tavern. Supposedly, if you're willing to part with 500,000 mora, they'll give you info on anything.
Wait, did you say 500,000? If information alone costs that much, then how could we ever afford to buy what we're looking for? I guess we might as well give up on trying to graduate this way.
Besser ist es, ne?
I wouldn't worry too much. Our field of research is very niche. Who else could possibly be after that kind of shady knowledge? I bet it's practically worthless to anyone aside from us.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Then the only thing left for us now is to find a way in. Why don't we all just pool our money together and pay for the information?
Whoa! Did you hear that? A niche field of research and shady knowledge? It all sounds pretty suspicious to Paimon. Is knowledge something people just buy and sell like that?
Ja klar, Wissen ist Macht, ne, Leute? Daher. Aber es ist seitdem auch verdächtig und die Akademie geraubte Sache hat wohl auch mit dem Wissen zu tun. Gleich ist die Sache die Göttin, die geraubt wurde? Wie gesagt, keine Ahnung.
So, what's our plan?
Lass uns in die Teyvat Taverne gehen. Versuchen wir mit dem von der Goldbrigade. Was? Mit dem von der Goldbrigade zu sprechen. Ja, wir babbeln mal mit dem von der Goldbrigade, ne?
Didn't you hear what they just said? Buying information is going to cost us 500,000 mora. Have you lost your mind?
Falls sie versuchen, uns zu betrügen, werde ich ihnen nicht vergeben.
Oh, all right. Paimon never thought she'd agree to parting with that kind of mora. But if you know what you're doing, then we should give it a shot.
Auf geht's, ne? Ah. boxen wir jetzt dann weg, notfalls. Das ist mir egal. Also von mir 500.000 Mora werden sie schon mal definitiv nicht kriegen. Jetzt bestimmt doch hier irgendwo runter, oder? Wenn hier in der Höhle schon Kinder spielen, dann wird es da wahrscheinlich gleich irgendwie links rumgehen. Dann kommen wir wahrscheinlich unten am Hafen raus. Ja. Sehr schön. So muss es sein. Ja, nee, wir gucken mal. Okay, es sieht schon echt cool aus.
This is the place we heard those students talking about. Let's find a seat somewhere and see if we can spot the group they mentioned.
Mhm. Machen wir.
Welcome.
So then, what happened next?
Oh, you've arrived. Please take a seat.
Aber du kannst dich auch setzen, ne? Sie schwebt.
So, they think that they can go toe-to-toe with the boss? Ha! Once we reclaim the power of the Scarlet King, they'll be the first that the boss punishes.
They're nothing to be afraid of. Our main rival now is the Caracal Battalion. They've also amassed a significant amount of Mora this time, so we mustn't underestimate them.
How can the Caracal Battalion compete with the boss when they're nothing but a bunch of money-grubbing opportunists out for a quick Mora?
Yeah, with Boss's fervent devotion, he'll be able to use this power to bring our god back this time.
Huh. All these guys talk about is the Scarlet King, so they're probably the ones we're looking for.
Also wird der Rote König ja wohl wirklich tot sein, ne? Aber die haben scheinbar irgendwie Gerüchte gehört, um diesen wiederzubeleben.
Greater Lord Ruka Devata. That traitor and her followers must not be spared. The day will come when the Scarlet King exacts vengeance on Sumeru, and all of them shall be punished.
Verräterin, die höhere Herrin Ruka Devata? Wann reden die da?
Yeah, Paimon was wondering what they meant too. We should ask about that if we get the chance later.
Na gut, dann sprechen wir die einfach mal ganz unverblümt an, ne? Na?
Huh? Who are you? What do you want?
Ich bin ein Student der
A
Akademie.
student? Huh. What's a student from Sumeru City doing in Port Ormos?
Ich möchte etwas über die Sache erfahren, du weißt schon.
Ah, well, if it's info you want, you've come to the right place. The question is, can you afford it?
Übergib 50 Mora.
Huh? What is this, some kind of joke?
Warum?
Oh, sorry. He must have grabbed the wrong amount. Hey, what do you think you're doing?
Was denn? 500.000 Mora.
Oh, Paimon can't stand to see so much more go. But there's no other choice right now.
Here, this is the merchant's address. Whatever you're looking for, you'll find it there. Hmm? Well, what are you waiting for?
Ich will mein Geld zurück, hallo? Ich hätte da noch eine kleine Frage.
Oh, that's right. We heard you mention the Scarlet King just now. We're actually interested to know more because we're archaeology students.
Absolut.
Fine. Since you've already handed over the Mora, I guess I can throw in a little extra info. As you can see, members of Alhaitham are devout believers of the Scarlet King. Years ago, the Scarlet King founded the great desert nation that was our homeland. It was an advanced civilization, far beyond anything you'll see in present-day Sumeru.
Okay. Glaube ich zwar nicht, aber hey,
The
ja.
Scarlet King was the rightful god of wisdom, but he was betrayed by a companion he trusted. She even stripped him of his title, God of Wisdom.
So, you mean the traitor was...
Greater Lord Ruka Devata, yes. That shameless wretch destroyed the Scarlet King's civilization, and our ancestors were forced to flee to this land where we were made to suffer the tyranny of our enemies.
Für sieht das Land hier aber ziemlich friedlich aus, ne? Ich Ich würde es nur so sagen.
Furthermore, she conspired with the academia to cover up the truth of her actions and create the merciful and benevolent facade for which she is now known. Ugh, just thinking about it sickens me. But the story doesn't end there, oh no. The Scarlet King isn't truly dead. The voice of the Oracle has been heard in the desert, prophesying his resurrection.
Okay, wahrscheinlich. Ich gehe mal davon aus, der nächste Weltboss.
Mark my words, our god shall return. And when that day comes, all followers of the traitor and all the desert dwellers who have forgotten their true god will suffer retribution together.
Okay, du machst gerade Euler nach. Das
If
ist
what I'm
nicht gut
saying
für
makes
dich.
you shiver with fear, it might not be too late for you to become a believer of the Scarlet King.
Kannst du das mit dem Orakel denn vielleicht erläutern?
I don't have anything to say to you academia people about that. I think this conversation has reached its end.
Not just yet. This man is a fraud.
Alhaitham?
You again? Deranged academia lunatic.
Yes, it's me again. I already warned you that if you weren't willing to sit and discuss things with me, I'd take measures to make things uncomfortable for you. Listen to me. That address he gave you is fake. Or at least, you won't find a merchant waiting for you there. This group has been boasting all around that they can provide information on a certain item as a means of luring people into their territory.
Okay, cool. Ja,
Once you
dann.
show up, they keep up the act until they have hard evidence that you want to purchase said item. Then they use that to squeeze you for all the more you're worth.
Ja, und was wollen sie aus mir rauspressen? Ich bin ein Ausländer, hallo? Ist doch scheißegal. Die machen wir alle kalt und dann hole ich mir das Mora von den anderen.
Shut it, Alhaitham! What are you playing at, trying to ruin our business like this, hm?
I told you the other day. I wish to discuss my terms with your boss.
Ha! The boss made it perfectly clear that he won't negotiate with you.
Herz blöd, vielleicht muss er mit mir reden, ne?
Yes, and in no uncertain terms. But that was then. It does not preclude him from changing his mind in the future.
Also ich glaube, er hat mal irgendwas in der Hand jetzt.
I'm warning you. Don't push us, or this could get ugly. We don't usually get rough with people from the academia because it just complicates things. For a lunatic like you, though, we might just have to make an exception.
Oh ja, ich will mein Geld zurück.
If you're suggesting that we escalate this from a verbal exchange to a physical one, I accept. After all, even the Archons used war to negotiate the ownership of Teyvat.
Dendro ist er.
If, on the other hand, we can't agree on any means of negotiation at all, then I'm afraid my next course of action will sting a little more than the mere falling through of a few business deals. I will jeopardize the Eremite's reputation, which I know you value above all else. I am quite confident that if I began to take such action, your boss would willingly approach me himself. However, I fear that by then, some things will have happened that cannot be undone. Also,
Ich glaube,
a word of
er hat die
advice.
beiden gerade an den Coronis.
I suggest you tell your boss exactly what happened here today. Otherwise, he might blame you for not telling him in the future.
What did you say?
Consider this. Have I ever failed to follow through on my word in the past?
This guy is really out of his mind.
Okay, then. If you really have a death wish, let's meet a week from today. The pier in front of the Pharos Lighthouse, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, sharp. Don't expect us to hold back.
Ihr seht schon, das ist ein göttliches Auge.
Not so fast. First, you return the 500,000 mora to them.
Okay.
Please, I beg you, don't provoke them. We can't afford any trouble with this crowd. They haven't even paid for their food yet.
Ah, Mr. Iman. There appears to be fewer staff in the restaurant recently. This wouldn't happen to be because they're all busy spreading the word to the students, would it?
Well...
Someone who chooses to do
Oh,
business
man,
with a group like that really can't afford to get so flustered the instant someone confronts them about it. Consider the meal compensation for our silence. I'd say you're getting an excellent deal.
Did you see that? He not only got us our Mora back, but sent the Emirites running too. Plus, he seems to know a lot about
hat auf
what's
jeden
going on around
Fall
here. Let's catch up with him and ask some questions.
ganz schön Rückgrat und Mumm. Aber süß.
That way, after him.
Echt, jetzt schon hinterher? Ah, warte mal, Paimon. Na gut, ihr Lieben, wie gesagt, ich mache mal eine kurze Pause. Und wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge wieder, wenn wir dem Alhaitham folgen. Bis dahin.